Me and Rob both have the Sony A7s, but we have two different camera cages. This week we're going head to head to see which is a better cage, the MovCam or the Tilta. We recently upgraded from the Canon T3i to the Sony A7s. It's a big upgrade both in terms of quality and cost. Well, we wanted to add extra protection to the camera as well as more functionality. So this is where the camera cage comes in. I went with the Sony A7s cage from MovCam and Rob went with the one from Tilta. Both great cages. If you purchased either of these, you'll be happy with what you've got. But which is better? For this battle, we aren't comparing like-for-like versions of each product. What we decided to do was compare what we consider the best value version of each product. So we've got the MovCam base model and the Tilta, which includes the wooden side grip. So we've created this chart. It's a list of all the functionalities, pros and cons of the cages that we can think of which are able to compare. Let's start off with the build quality. Both the MovCam and the Tilta are made really solid. From using these cages for a few months now, they are both just as tough as each other. Top handle. Both points go at the Tilta for this one. The top handle on the Tilta is better in several ways. It's generally just more comfortable, it's really easy to take off, and you're able to rotate it. This is perfect if you need extra space in your camera bag. The MovCam is not as great. It's certainly not uncomfortable, but it does require a screwdriver to remove. It's a good solid handle, but that's about it. Cold shoe placement. Both are in exactly the same place and work just as identically. So we've given a point to both. Size. Both cages are almost identical. The Tilta is a little bit bigger because of the handle, but you can take it off. A point to both. Speaking about assembly, let's talk a bit about it. We've got a little contest here. We race to see who can disassemble the camera and put it back together again the quickest. As you can see, the Tilta is faster to put together. This is because it's just one solid piece of metal, whereas the MovCam is connected using 3 different parts, making it a little bit more difficult to put together. Purchase options. We've given both points to the MovCam for this one, as you can get the basic cage just on its own or buy it with the riser block. Unfortunately, the Tilta has to be bought with the riser block, which adds to its cost. The wooden handle is an optional choice for the Tilta, but if you're not planning on getting the wooden handle, it's probably worth just getting the MovCam instead. Future proofing. Unfortunately for the MovCam, it's lost out on both points here, because you can only fit the Mark I Sony A7s to it. But what's good about the Tilta is that it can fit 4 different cameras. The A7s, the A7S II, the A7R, and the A7R II. Comfort. The Tilta wins this time as well. Because of its wooden side grip, it's just a lot more comfortable to use over a long space of time. It also has a record button, which plugs into the USB slot, so you don't need to find the awkward record button that we all hate on the Sony Alpha camera range. 15mm rod mount. And the Tilta wins again. Both cages have a 15mm rod mount, but we had to give the points to the Tilta because unfortunately the MovCam's rod mount is attached to the top handle. So you can only use the mount if the top handle is attached. On the Tilta, this isn't an issue as it's mounted to the main body of the cage. We use the 15mm rod mount for attaching an external battery, so this feature is a necessity. Weight. The MovCam weighs 462 grams and the Tilta comes in at 763 grams. So the points go to the MovCam. Colour. We contemplated not adding this because it's a little bit of a daft one, but I suppose the MovCam wins this time. You can get the MovCam in black and silver, whereas with the Tilta it is just silver. It's not really a big deal, but it might be for someone else. Cable socket protectors. Both do a good job of protecting your doors from getting bashed, as well as holding your cables in place to stop them from snagging. The MovCam wins just barely with this one, as compared to the Tilta, you can add grip to your sockets with these hand tightening nuts, whereas on the Tilta you do need an Allen key. Not a major difference, but being able to function without tools is always a better choice in our opinion. From the date of this video, the prices are $520 for the Tilta, this includes the wooden side grip, and $400 for the MovCam, which is the base model. If we divide the cost of the cage by the number of points it scored, we'll get a number which represents the price performance. The lower, the better. The Tilta got 15 points, so 520 divided by 15 scores the Tilta 34.7. The MovCam got 13 points, so 400 divided by 13 scores the MovCam 30.8. So I guess the MovCam is the winner. Basically, both cages are pretty solid. If you want the extra Tilta features, go for it. If not, really just depends on your budget. If you haven't subscribed yet, hit the button to get notified when we release a new episode. We do a video like this every Tuesday, and we do a vlog every Sunday. If you missed last week's episodes, we've thrown them up on screen and also put them in the description. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week.
Go.